I've been into cars since I was young. One of the strengths of a Toyota is its reliability. And this being an old car, I could say still really, really reliable up to now. Basically, the Toyota Crown is one of the executive cars during its time. This car will get the attention of people compared to the new ones. So it's a really big car that has a 6-cylinder engine, when usually the people who use it are chauffeured going to the office. My name is Francis Samonte. I am a sales manager of Sun Life Financial and I drive a 1998 Toyota Crown, Royal Saloon. During its time, it's something that's really, really unique. The seats at the back recline. The front seats also are electronic. So that's one of the things that's really, really special about it. It's really relaxing to be driven around in it. I sit at the back and wow, you feel like a real executive. You have a button at the armrest which you could adjust to which point you are already comfortable. And it feels like you're in a lazy boy when you're sitting at the back. It's really, really smooth. Even compared to other modern vehicles, I could challenge any car that no car will be able to beat the aircon system of this car. The car has its own cooler, so I usually have some canned drinks at the back. It's really cold. Even without that tint, turn the aircon on, you feel like you're in Alaska. It's more tedious to maintain. Sometimes I have to ship parts from Japan. An injector would cost me around 20,000 pesos each. There are 6. But the fulfillment to keep it running, and that for me is, it's worth the money you spend on it, on an old car. It's really far from being fast, but during its time, it has a certain power to it. But the power that the car has is not with horsepower. The power it has is when you arrive, the person going down will feel that he is empowered. And the people looking at the car will say, hey, that person has power. There's a very good story behind it. The reason for me still having that car is because that car used to be my father's car. There was a time in 2016 that I told my dad, hey Dad, let's sell this car already and I'll get you a new one. He said, what car will you buy me? I thought maybe an AUV would be fine. And then he told me, AUV? Get me another Crown. There was no other Crown available. Do you want me to get you a Camry? No, I want a Crown. So I knew in his heart he didn't want to sell it. And then he requested for me, hey Francis, do you think it's a good idea for us to restore it? And that's where the story started. It was 2016. I started restoring the car. I brought it to a friend's shop, had it painted and everything. And about 90% of the way, when I brought it home to my dad, he was so happy, his eyes were really brightened up when he saw it. And then when he saw it, he said, wow, this car is beautiful. It looks brand new. And that part was one of the happiest times of my life because when he saw it, it was only complete about 90%. And just a trivia, you will see that the car's color is not stock, but the way that color was chosen was when my dad told me, okay, bring some swatches at home. So I brought my friend, he had swatches. So when he was looking at it, he said, okay, take those swatches away. Let's go down to our kitchen, look at the wall of our kitchen. That's the color I want. So when people ask me, what color is this car? I call it kitchen wall beige. So yeah, it was his choice. We did it his way. And that's one of the things that's really, really made me keep this car. But about after a month, my dad passed away. So it's kind of heartbreaking, But the happiness that I saw in his eyes, the way that he was so proud to tell his grandchildren that, hey, my car is so nice, my car is so beautiful. That gave me some kind of joy that I was able to give him some sort of accomplishment. He was using it to go to the office. It was his daily driver, and he really enjoyed driving it. Before his internment, at the columbarium, I got his urn, put it on my passenger's seat, put a seatbelt on it, went around Manila, went around Makati, went around BGC, with my dad sitting right next to me. So, what made it 100%? Maybe because he was able to experience it with me before he got, laid to rest in his final resting place. When I drive this car, I remember all the lessons that I was taught by my father. My passion for cars started from him. He entrusted me in taking care of his cars, so I am able to get those learnings and apply it to my own personal cars. I have been told by people never to sell it, and that's what I'm doing. I would sell the other cars, but not this one. Part of my job in this company, in Sun Life, is to make sure that people live a legacy. This car is a symbol of legacy for my father. This is legacy for me. It keeps the memory alive. Legacies are something that should be treasured, and I make sure that people with their families have a legacy to live to their families. There are pages in Facebook. People take photos of the car. This car has more photos than my other cars. It makes me feel very, very happy actually, because I know that my dad is smiling from heaven and saying, wow, that's my car.